Hello, I'm Amanda. Now, if you haven't painted with me before, this is actually part 3 of a series. So I suggest you go and watch part 1 and 2. It's of our cityscape at night with rain and a silhouette of a dancing girl. So I'm just going to move the camera down and we'll get going. We left it, this was quite light, so I just put a bit more white and yellow off camera just to make it slightly brighter. This is going to be where our lamp light is, but we're not going to work on that at the moment. I'm going to do probably another coat on that, but what I don't want to do is finish that because we're going to put blue and grey as our rain. So let's get going with the rain. It's very exciting. Now there's different ways of doing rain. You can use a fan brush. You could use the decorating brush or your artist brush if you've got one. I used a decorating brush for previous videos, and this is an artist brush, and you literally go down. You can do it like that as well. We can do a bit of both. What I'm going to start off with, and you could do it actually with a flat brush on its edge as well. There's lots of different ways of doing rain, but I'm going to do my favourite way, which is using a palette knife. If you don't have a palette knife, as I suggest, just do it one of the other ways with a brush, which I will show you. Now we're going to go into different, I've got different colours here. I've got let's show you. I've got 3 colours. You probably can't see one of them because it blends in with the work surface. I've got a blue grey, which is here. I've got a light blue, and this is a turquoisey blue. But whatever blues, or you could just stick with different shades of whatever blue you're working with. So I'm just going to go into, I'm going into putting a little bit of paint on that edge. Can you see on that edge there? Now, whatever palette knife you have, this is a kind of a putty knife. If you have a different type, there's lots of different types. Let's see if I can find some. We've got that kind, but you just need to do it on the edge. Yeah, there's lots of different types. I'm gonna find the other one. And then there's that one, and you would do it on the edge. So whatever palette knife, if you have a palette knife, if not, do it with a brush. So put it on quite a bit, and we're just going to start from the top, and we're going to tap. Tap, you can tap and drag, or you can just tap. I like tapping and dragging, but there's no right or wrong. And if you go wrong, or you're not happy with your bit of rain, just pull it off, wipe it off, and start again. And you can also do it on its edge. So if I show you, you can go on its edge like that. So I've got a bit on the edge, and I'm literally dragging it up. It's another way of doing it. So really, it's whatever works for you, whatever you like. I just love doing this. Love it. So you really want it on the tip or on the edge. And just go up and down. And we're going to bring a bit down here. You see, I'm going to add different colours. There's a bit I'm not too sure about, and we just wipe it off. Start again, or just blend it in. I'm going to work on that bottom bit in a minute. And we're going to add different colours, so it's all going to kind of work together. And you could stick with just one colour if you want. That's one way of doing it. You can use your fan brush, get some on the tip like that, and drag it up, or down, whichever works better for you. If you don't like what rain you've got on and you want less, you might just want a little bit. I'm just showing you, I want it to be colourful, and also this pushes the buildings into the background a bit more. But if you go too much and you don't like it, just get a wipe, just wipe it off. And also it's quite nice to do that, and then you get a little bit more streaky. You can always go back and change it. Don't worry about this bottom bit because we're going to work on that. And that's why I don't want to do the yellow bit yet, because you could make a mistake, and you don't have to make it. It doesn't matter because we haven't gone into it. I'm just going to wipe it off a little bit if I want to. Start again. Just to show you that if you make a mistake, just wipe it off. And you can get an old rag, just wipe it down. You see, that's to show you if you don't like what you've done. And you start again. And the final way of doing it is grabbing this on its edge and pull it down. Pull it down. It's quite fine rain. Do it on its edge, you can do it at the front, whichever you prefer. I love that colour. And don't forget, you could always put some black streaks or whatever if you wanted to. Put some black in if you want to. That makes it a bit more sort of indistinct rain. If you want to put in the bigger lot, then just use a palette knife or the other one, and you get that effect. And then we can put more on top. So say we want to put more, wipe this off. Could start off with the light colour, and then we can work on putting a little bit of grey and say do it. Oh, that's picked up the other colour. Just wipe it. This is what I love about wipes. You can just wipe it off, and then you can have gaps. Maybe you don't want that there, and you just wipe it off. This is why you need your background to be dry. You don't want to be doing this on a wet background, otherwise you'd be mixing mud. Or as Bob Ross would say, a mud mixer. Same thing. So let's go into the grey and just put a bit, or you can bring it like you're doing. You can do this, which is what you would do if you're doing a waterfall. Just do it on its front. It's quite pretty. Do it that way. And you can then go on top with a bit of darker blue. What I'll do with that is, what should I do? No, let's do this one with that. Down. Grab a wipe. Wipe it down. Bring it right down if you want. So we're going to go across, so it's fine. That's a nice effect. And don't worry if you go into that yellow, because we can always go over it with white. That would get rid of any green that you pick up. So that's quite a nice effect as well. And then you can put more, you can start off doing it that way and then put more distinct lines in with one of the other brushes or the palette knife. So I'd go in, you get a bit more paint. You can also have a bit of dark as well if you want to. This is ultramarine blue. Where's my other paint that I was using? I think it's here. Bit on the edge, push it down, bring it down. Pull it down. Now this is just something to build up on. And you could just do grey, or you could do just one colour. I like doing a mixture. I just think it looks good. I've run out of my light colour, going with a bit of grey. Mix them together on the palette knife as well, that's nice. Just do a bit like that. Do it on the other way where we've got a bit on that side. Quite heavy rain. If you want light rain, that's fine. I like the way it pushes the buildings back, and that's what you want in a way, because the buildings are the background. And what's the feature is the light, the dancer when we put that in, and the rain. Because it's raining, I'm going to put a figure in with an umbrella. And so the buildings are sort of in the background. Just bringing my colours down because we're going to mix this. Bring it down. Get quite sharp and firm with your palette knife. Now if you don't feel comfortable with a palette knife, that's fine. If you need more help with a palette knife, do ask me and I'll help you. I can either do one-to-one, or I can help you do another one with palette knife. Just ask me and I can do another one of these, or I can do live in my group. Showing you a little bit more. Just takes a bit of confidence. I like these flat palette knives that look a bit like putty knives. Like I said to you before, just try and go with instinct. Just do with what feels right. There's no right or wrong. It's just about having fun. I'm having fun. This is just such fun. I love doing this. And can you see, I'll show you in a minute when I hold it up, but you'll see that the buildings go into the background, and that's what we want. We don't want them to be prominent. We put them in there, but we don't want them to be prominent. What I'm going to do is just add a bit more dark here. It's a bit similar to the other side. And get quite firm with it. Palette knife is brilliant for mountains, it's brilliant for seas, it's brilliant generally. I love it. You just have to feel confident with it, you have to just practice with it. But if it's something you want help with, just ask me. I've showed you other options that you can do, and you don't have to do as much rain as I'm doing here. So can you see we've now got some rain. This bit here at the bottom, I'm going to wipe this actually. I'm going to add some lighter with the palette knife as well. I didn't have any, I've put some on. Drag, tap or drag, put it to one side, drag up, drag down. Sometimes it's easier to just drag it on its side. It depends how prominent you want your rain to look. You can always put some building lights back in and things like that if you want to. This is up to you. But for me, the buildings are sort of in the background there. They're there, but they're not a prominent feature. A bit more light on my surface. This is such fun, and like I said, I've shown you other ways to do it. You can do it other ways with fan brush. I find that I have more control with the palette knife. I feel comfortable with it, but we're all different and we all find that we're happier with different things. So I think just go with what feels right. For this to work, it's got to be on the edge, which is why I'm wiping it off and putting it back on. And I've gone from, well, different blues, but I always leave the lights till the last. Yeah. And just see what feels right for you. There's no right or wrong, just whatever feels right. Do it. You have a go. Yeah. Here we go. And like I said, we can always put some more prominent lights back in. But we've got our silhouette, which is going to change everything. Now, the next thing we're going to do is I've brought all this down because, and I've got my brush quite wet here. I've got the decorating brush, but you can use whatever. You can use a wipe to do this as well. You want to go to where the land is and just pull it across, pull it across, pull it across. That's it. And what we can do as well is, going to add our lights in as well, is add some dark ultramarine blue, whatever blue, and just Actually, I might do it on the edge, do it on the edge of your brush, or you can use a fan brush for this, a filbert, whatever you want. We're also going to go in with a wipe in a minute. Bit of light. We're just doing it the opposite way because obviously this is the water. And then what you can do if you want to, can work on this, is splash. We can put a bit of white and light in there later. Make it look more like water. We'll work on that later. Grab your wipe. I'll show it so it's facing you. It's the right way up. Grab your wipe. Or you could put dark bits in. And just make little, and bring that red stuff back in, because this is the buildings, but then this is the other bit where it could be cars and signs. And the other thing we can do is grab a bit of black, or actually I might do dark blue. Could always put a bit of black in later. Prussian blue here, or a blue with a bit of black. And all you have to do is grab your wipe, put it there, and just put a little bit here and there. It's the other way of doing it, but whichever works. Go in with that blue. You just want it to look a bit like rain, but we can work on this later. This is a painting, like I've said, you've got to take your time with it and do it in stages. I think that's the best way to do it. It's not a painting that I would do straight away overnight. And then get another white, and you could add different blues. So say you want to go in with, let's go in with that lovely blue, which I can't find now. Where is it? I keep putting it away. Oh, just quickly wipe that bit off. I want that bit wiped off. Yeah. I always do this with a wipe. We can bring the rain back in, but I'm just going to do that so we've got a bit of light there. And then I'm just going to go with, I'll use another wipe. You can break your wipe up as well if you want to. You can also do this with kitchen roll, but I would say use a wipe because it's wet and it brings, just putting a few strips, and we could like do some splashes. I'm doing it upside down. Isn't that impressive? Facing you, but this is upside down for me. Put some splashes in. Always work on this later. You can put a bit of black if you want to. And then what we can do, that's why I've cut this in half, is get the lighter blue. I'm going to have to definitely clear up here. Work as many blues in as you want. And put some lighter blue. Big puddles. I always like having darker blue at the bottom, but we can always add that in later, or black. Just really want to make it look different colours. And then what I would suggest is, I'm going to turn it around my way again. You can use a fan brush for this. I'm just going to wipe this brush off. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring some of this rain down. So I'm literally pulling it. Pull, 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 pull. And then what we'll do is we'll go with the light blue and do some splashes. Lift up a bit. You can always have a bit of white for this too. Yeah. And you could add some more colours to your rain if you want to. I think we'll leave that for now. Actually, I'll put a bit of dark in as I've got it the right way up. But we can always change that. The other thing is you could use acrylic pen to put some different colours in. And if you're not happy with the rain, I mean, I could start again and do my rain. So I'm going to show you, just wipe it off. So if you want the buildings to show a bit more, just wipe it off. Don't have so much rain. I'll put mine in again. I'm just showing you how to do it. Say, oh, I don't like this much rain. So we just literally take a wipe and wipe it off till we're happy with the amount of rain we've got. I'll probably put a bit more in. I just wanted to show you how to do it. Don't worry about that green if it goes into green. And finally, I've got some dark colour here, and you can use your fan brush as well, just to put in those dark bits. I like the dark down the bottom. Wherever you want it. You can also put black in. We could put some black in. I might put a bit of black in down the bottom. Remember that black's very strong. Just build on this, and it, you know, you think, oh, it's going to have lots of different, and a bit sort of at the edge of the pavement as well. That's going to be a bit darker, isn't it? Just think like a pavement. Think like a city block. Don't worry about that centre bit. We can work on that. And the other thing you can do is, if you want to put some dark back in to your buildings, just use this. Just use a fan brush. Probably work off camera and just change it to how I want. I want you to do it how you want. It's not really about copying me. It's just about getting the ideas and just playing with it yourself. That's what I think. You know, I think it's just about, it's fun about having a go. That dark just puts it back in. And dark around this light, that's quite good, because the contrast of the dark with the yellow. And we can work on that later. Probably going to bring that in a bit anyway. Yeah. So there you go, you've got your buildings, and I've put some more in. You can put some more rain in. We've got the puddles. That light's going to make sense when we put our silhouette into that area. But you can make that yellow a bit lighter. I might do that. We're going to wait and see how I feel. And yeah, I might put a little bit more rain in. I just wanted to show you how you can do it. You can go mad, you can do very little rain. It depends on what you want. And I've showed you how to do the puddles. So this is the end of part 3. There will be another part where we're going to do the silhouette and the final touches. And I hope you've enjoyed this. Do what feels right for you. We'll be doing part 4 where we're doing the details and making it come alive with the silhouette, adding in the lamp in the distance, and yeah, just enjoying it. And we could change this bit in the center here. We just need to get the blues in, get them dry, and then we can add on top. Just play around with your rain. You can have more rain. I might put some grey on. I don't know. I'm going to play around with mine. I want you to play around with yours. Your painting doesn't have to look like mine. And I'll see you in the last and final part 4. Bye.